So guys, we've got an exclusive interview with none other than Nick Castle on HalloweenGame.com. I just saw this news story drop right before going live. Had to add it to the list. We got the OG shape there on the screen. Look at him. He's in his late 70s, but he's got that mocap suit on. And there is something, I've said this before, I'll keep on saying it again. There is some sort of X Factor quality that Nick Castle has that no one's been able to capture. And maybe that's just my personal opinion. I think James Jude Courtney is very, very close. I think he's easily the closest to capturing the 1978 version of the shape from Halloween. But there is something about Nick Castle and the way he walks and the way he moves. It's almost something that just can't be taught. It's just intrinsically part of him. And I'm so happy that they brought him back for the video game here. I've got my Halloween Portal hat on. The folks from Trancas and Compass International were nice enough to send me some gear. Now we're talking about the video game, so we're repping the gear. Let's check this article and interview out. We're just going to go through the whole thing. How about that? So here we go. The headline reads, Nick Castle talks Halloween. Nick Castle talks all things Halloween with some behind the scenes at the mocap studio. So yeah, this just dropped earlier today. And the article reads, the Halloween team has seen how excited fans have been about the announcement of Nick Castle's involvement in Halloween. We know the community has a great deal of questions about his role in the project, and we had the privilege of talking with the OG Shape himself about returning to Haddonfield to be a part of this game. We feel so honored to be involved in Halloween, nearly 50 years since the film's original release. Nick shares that sentiment and genuinely couldn't imagine he'd be stepping back into the role of Michael all this time later. He jokingly remarks, quote, I was just hoping the film would help John get another job. It's clear when talking to Nick that there was an immense amount of joy and dedication from everyone involved to translate the iconic cinematics to the video game world. The mocap session was a prominent example of these commitments. Nick discussed how much fun he had recreating the signature movements like Michael's intimidating walk and his unforgettable head tilt. With Nick stating, quote, well, it did make me go watch the movie again to see just what the hell I did that contributes to the success of the character. So continuing the article, stepping back into the Shape's shoes came with some help from new talent. The team is proud to announce that prolific actor and stuntman TJ Storm worked alongside Nick Castle to bring Michael to life in the game. Quote, the folks creating the game wanted the character to be as authentic as possible, and I did my best to capture the original movements. It was fun to do that, and I had a great time with the team, end quote. When asked about what it was like to work alongside TJ, Nick states that he was, quote, a real sweetheart, very professional, and takes his job seriously, end quote. We were also told that TJ is a great listener and incorporated Nick's suggestions into his work. Bringing the boogeyman back to Halloween is being made possible thanks to the efforts of the original director John Carpenter and longtime producers of the Halloween franchise Malek Akkad and Ryan Freeman. Nick and John remain close friends and regularly hang out off camera. Additionally, Nick says that he has a strong relationship with Malek and Ryan and is always there for them when they call. Everyone involved truly appreciates how beloved this movie continues to be. And then we have a nice shot there of Nick working with TJ there, going over his moves and everything. So, yeah, love the collaborative process here. And understandably, you know, you want Nick there, but he can't do everything. So I'm glad they're covering their bases here. Okay, we're just about to get into the interview part, guys. Nick relayed some of his thoughts on the lasting impact of this independent film. Quote, there's a gigantic fan base that I get to meet in cities all around the country and parts of the world, going to horror and fan conventions. It's a big part of some people's lives. It's been a big influence in the genre. Nice to see John get the honors he deserves now that he is ancient. End quote. While Nick so generously offered his time, we couldn't help asking him ample questions about his work on the original film. Below are a series of questions specifically tailored for die-hard fans of the franchise. So the Halloween team asks, Can you provide us some context to the popular behind the scenes on set photos of you drinking a can of soda with Michael's mask? And Nick responds, that photo is a fan favorite. It's hard to remember accurately why that was taken, other than to guess that we had a deal for free drinks and we needed to show them with the character. I redid the shot while doing my cameo in the 2018 film. Other than playing the shape, what other duties or jobs did you have on the set of Halloween 1978? And Nick responds, no other duties other than to help out from time to time if they needed an extra hand. The experience was valuable for me because of my interest in watching John work with the cast and crew and picking up some pointers for my eventual directing efforts. The Halloween team asked, there have been so many great and talented folks who have played Michael Myers as well. If you had to pick one other person who has embodied the shape similar to you, who would be your go-to? And Nick says, that's a tough one. All the other guys did a great job. I've become close to James Jude Courtney, who is Michael in the new movies. He's a beast. I agree, Nick. I agree. Considering that you can see a wisp of smoke during the scene where Annie is telling Laurie that no one is behind a bush, legends say that this smoke stemmed from John Carpenter smoking during filming. Do you remember catching this when watching the film? And Nick says, do not remember that. So I think John said on the commentary of the movie that that is his smoke because he's off camera there. So maybe I'm wrong, but maybe it's Mandela effect, but I'm pretty sure John has already stated that. And the Halloween team asks, what led to you being cast as the shape in the 1978 film? And Nick says, John was a buddy from school. They were doing pre-production at the sets that happened to be near my house. I met John there, asked if I could hang out on the set to pick up some pointers for my eventual work as a director. And he said, well, as long as you're around, put this on. Then he handed me the mask. Looks like this is the final question here. Any final thoughts you'd like to share with fans looking forward to playing Halloween? And Nick responds, with the team I met and the fact that John and Malek and all are on board, I have high hopes that the game will be something the fans will enjoy. And then he says in jest, and keep them busy until Halloween 14, which I guess we're probably going to see that here in 2030, maybe something like that. Who knows? Who knows? So then the article finishes up here. We hope that you've enjoyed this behind the scenes interview with Nick Castle, from revealing that the talented TJ Storm aided with mocap for Michael to Nick's funny and insightful musings. We hope that reading this gets you even more excited for everyone's favorite time of year, Halloween. And then look at this great shot. I'll just leave that up on the screen as we chat about this one here. Gotta love seeing him holding the knife there. I'm excited for Nick Castle to be involved in this. I think that the Halloween video game, all signs are pointing that this one is going to be really fun. But I'm curious to know what you guys think, so let me know in the live chat your thoughts on the Nick Castle interview, on the video game in general. Are you looking forward to this one? Does Nick's involvement get you even more excited? Let me know. And for the folks watching after the fact, jump on into the comments, answer those questions as well. And thank you guys so much for tuning into the video. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, and make sure that notification bell is hit, because we're covering movie news all the time on the channel. When it comes to horror, it's movies, TV, video games, comics, whatever, as long as it tickles our fancy, we'll be covering it right here. So click that notification bell and you won't miss a thing.